All right, so today I want to talk about the new method, object GroupBy. And this is something that I've used, not the method itself, but the approach to this is something that I have actually used in code quite a few. So it's great to see that this has been added to the language. We can see here, this is the MDN documentation for the method, that baseline 2024 is newly available. So we get the little blue check mark here, which means that all of the current browsers, all the major browsers here, they all support this method. So as of March of 2024, this is available in all the browsers. But it doesn't mean that it's available in older versions of browsers. So using the Can I Use website, and if you're looking for these links, I will put them down in the description for you. But in here, we can see the global percentage of support is still only 86. Now, that's the full support, the conditional support, or behind a flag, that kind of thing. And we've got 86% of the browsers out there currently being used support this method. Now, it's almost, fully usable, production ready. Hey, I can put this on a website without worrying about it, but it will be a little bit of time. So 2025, yeah, absolutely. You're going to be able to use this everywhere. For now, just be careful about it. Okay, so what are we going to build with this thing? And what does it do? So this is an example of what we're going to build. We've got a section that has a little border around it, and then inside that, we're going to create these movie cards. So we're going to take an array of objects, so a bunch of data, and we're going to loop through that using the GroupBy method. We're going to convert it into something where we've categorized, we've grouped all the objects within this array into different categories. So I'm going to have in my data a bunch of movies that are either part of the Alien, the Predator, or Alien versus Predator franchise. I'm going to group all of those and create some columns that have these cards. All right, we'll jump into our code here. And here we have it. We've got an array up at the top. This is the data. If we open that up, we can see it's a whole bunch of objects. All the objects have the same basic structure where we've got a unique ID, title, release date, director, and then the series. This is going to be the key that we use to categorize them. Now, they're not in order in here. I think that I've got the data sorted by release date, but not important for this example. It's this series key. So inside of each one, we look, okay, that one's Alien, and here, series Predator. So there's going to be different categories for these things. We want to take all of these objects in the array and split it into different categories based on this. And that is what we're getting from the GroupBy method. So right now, what we're doing is we're looking for the main element on the page. We're going to look in the HTML for a template. This is the template for the cards. So right here, my template with the ID movie item, I want to take what's inside of here, this content. So a div, an H3, H4, and a paragraph. And for each of those will become, combined with our data, each of these cards that we have on the web page. So there's text that's going to be placed inside of the H3, the H4, inside the time element here. We're going to add values into the attribute for date time. The ID will place it inside of data ref, and inside of data series, that's where we're going to put the category. And this value, whatever we place inside of there, is what's going to be used for the title at the top of the card. So we're actually doing that through CSS. If I jump into the CSS and we go down here into one of the movie cards. So these are the basic styles for the movie, but the before pseudo class, or pseudo element rather, for those divs, we set it to display block and we read the attribute data series. So whatever that text is, that's what we're going to be placing at the top of each of these cards. Okay, so we're going to make a copy of this template for each one of the items in that movies array, or rather, in the resulting data that we get back from the GroupBy, because that's the focus that we have right here. I've already built the method that we can use just to create these cards. So we've got data ref. We're going to place the UUID inside of there. So this function, I'm going to pass down a piece of data. So one of the objects, an object that has a bunch of properties, and we're going to pass in the element, which is going to be the clone. So if I go to the template, get its content, and I clone it, that's going to be the document fragment right here. I know I called it element, but it is technically a document fragment where we're going to be placing all this information inside that HTML. Once we have that, so we've called this, we've passed a reference to the document fragment, we've added the content to it, we come back, we create a section, and we append it. So we're going to have to make a couple of little changes to this, but there's the basic DOM manipulation code for us. All right, so let's jump into the method now. Now that we've got this all set up, we'll start talking about this. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to temporarily comment out all of this because we don't need that code right now. We'll look at what we need from that once we've done the grouping. So I'm going to say const grouped, and I'm going to call object GroupBy. So this is the new method that we're going to call. It wants an iterable. So the first parameter that you pass into there is something that can be iterated over, typically an array. So I'm going to take movies. That right here is my array of all these objects. I'm going to loop through those, and for each one of them, I'm going to call a function, so some sort of callback function. And this is a lot like how you would use the for each method or the map method, the reduce method for an array. Similar type of structure. We're calling this function once for each item inside of here. So very similar structure. Now, if you want, you can embed the function right here. So just like you would with for each or map, you can write the function inside of here, but I'm going to split it out just to be clear about it. So in the function, and I'm calling it callback. This is just a name that I have picked to call it. You don't have to call it callback. It's not a special name or anything. And each time this is called, the GroupBy method will take one of the items from this array, pass it in, and it'll also give you the index saying, hey, this is the first time I've called it, the second time, the third time, and so on. So this function will be called once for each item inside of here, and whatever you return from this becomes a key inside of the object that is returned. So grouped right here, this is going to be an object with a series of keys. Now, I'm just going to return a string here. Let's say Ripley. So every time this calls, all I'm returning is this string. Okay, so it looks at first glance that all we're going to get is an object that has this key inside of it. Now let's take a look inside of our browser. Let's console log this. I want to find out exactly what I'm getting. So this array has got about 14 or 15 things inside of it. So let's see what we get here for grouped. I jump into the browser, and I've lost the card because we commented out that part of the code. Okay, so I got an object. That's what grouped is. Good so far. Open that up. It has one property called Ripley, and inside of that is an array with 14 items. Basically, there's the entire array that's been placed inside. And because I returned the string Ripley, it means that that is the same key for every one of these items. So all of these objects that were in the original array have been moved inside of Ripley. Okay, so that's the key. If I were to, let's say, return a random number each time, let's do math.floor, math.random times 3 plus 1. So I want to get the numbers 1, 2, 3. Those are going to be the possible values. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Those are the keys that were returned. So I randomly returned 1 or 2 or 3 as the key each time the GroupBy method was called, or the callback was called by GroupBy. So every time this was called, we returned a random number, either 1, 2, or 3. Those became the keys associated with the specific movie from this array that we were currently passing in. So this item, whatever it is, that now falls under one of these 3 keys each time through. So there it is. We've got 3 items and then 5 under 2 and 6. If I run this again, this time 6, 2, 6, run it again. So it's different every time because I'm generating a random key for each one of them. So I've got 2 items. Under the key 1, under the key 2, I've got 4, and I've got 8 under the key 3. So what we return from the callback function becomes the key for the item in the array. And so the new object that's being created here has those keys, and the elements from your array are grouped under those keys inside the object. So this isn't very practical or useful, but it demonstrates what the method is doing. So what we want to do inside of here, we're going to say, let's go down to the very bottom one so we can look at it at the same time as our other code. In the last item, right here, this property series, that is what we want to use as the key. So each time we call our callback function, or each time GroupBy calls the callback function, we're going to return item.series. There we go. Now, inside of here, under the heading alien, we have 7. Under alien versus predator, there's 2. Under predator, there's 4. I'm going to open up one of these to take a look. Yeah, there we go. There's the 2 alien versus predator movies fall into there. And we also have one here called undefined. And what's inside of that one? Okay, yeah, this is a completely different movie. This one, you'll notice, has no property called series. So this automatically returned undefined inside of here. So the GroupBy method called the callback function, and because there was nothing in there called series, it returned undefined, and that undefined became a string, which is the key for this one element. So that's something that you have to bear in mind, is that your data may not have the thing that you're looking for. So you should handle that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to check and say, okay, item.series. If that property does exist, I'm going to return item.series. But if it doesn't, so using the ternary statement here, if it doesn't, I'm going to return the string unknown. And we can check like this, or we can say, okay, if series in item, so if that is a property, sorry, that's a string. If series in item, we have it and we'll use it. Otherwise, we'll use unknown. And if I open this up now, there it is, unknown. That is the property that we're using. So Tucker and Dale versus Evil falls under the heading unknown. Now, what we've done is we've converted this array into an object. Now, objects we don't typically loop through. If we do, we have to do it based on keys, and we use a for in loop to do that. There's other ways as well, but for in is a fairly common way to do this. So we're going to say for let group in grouped. So grouped is the object that we just created. Group will represent these keys: alien, alien versus predator, predator, and unknown. Those 4 strings will become the keys. So that's what's inside of group. Well, once we have that, we're going to look to see, okay, let's check. We're going to create a section element. So we are going to do this right here. That is something that we're going to do, but we don't want to create a new section every time we looped necessarily. We want to check and see if there's one. I guess because there's 4 things here, we're only going to be looping 4 times. We don't necessarily have to check this. But if you did, if there was possible duplicate or similar ones and you wanted to test to see if they existed, that's what we could do right here. So we could check to see, hey, is there already a section with this class name? So if you're not using exactly what those keys are as the class names for the sections, you can check for it right here. Now, because we've only got the 4, there's not going to be any duplicates. I'm just going to go right ahead and say, okay, so section.className is going to be equal to group. So That's the alien or unknown, those things. That's going to be the class name for the section. Once we have the section defined, now we want to loop through whatever is inside of grouped group. And that means right here, inside of, now let's do the predator one. When I open that up, this is what we're going to loop through. So inside of this whole object, which is grouped group is this array. So we're going to loop through here, and it's an array. You can loop through it any way you want. I'm going to use a for each loop to do it. So we'll say grouped group. So whatever that is, alien, unknown, and so on. So targeting the one that we're looking at currently, I'm going to do a for each loop and look at each one of those to get the item, which is the object inside the array. And for that one item, this is where I'm going to create a clone of the template, which is the card. So we're creating the card right here. And then after we've done that, we can call our build method right here, like we did before. Now, it's no longer movies. Now it's this item right here. So we'll change that up. So we're taking the item from inside of here. So we're looping through this array, looking at the objects one at a time. Here's the movie item. Once that has been put together, then I can append to the section our new document fragment, the clone. And after we are done looping, so after this loop through everything inside of this section, what we're going to do is append that to main. So right here, the main append section, we do that here. Still inside this loop, because we're looking through them one at a time. So alien, predator, alien versus predator, and unknown, those four things. Each time we complete a section, we append that to the page, just like that. And there we have it. So we have one section which is filled with all the alien movies, one that's with all the predator, the alien versus predator, and here's the unknown category. And if we close that, we can see, yeah, there we go. It's in our columns, which are the sections, turned into columns by using display flex on the main container. So I hope that makes sense. I hope GroupBy, you can see some value in using this and understand exactly what it does. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the comments. I answer as many as I have time for. If you're looking for a copy of the code, you'll find the link to the GitHub repo down in the description as well. And as always, thanks for watching.